Okay, welcome to Lights, Camera, Barstool week of June 3rd. Today we have a few smaller news items to get to, mostly the Netflix Tudum stuff.
Tudum.
They love that. Yeah.
Can I speak on it for a second? The Tudum event?
Yeah.
As somebody who runs socials and has done socials for us for years now, my least favorite event by far.
Sunday at
It's always like you never know what's coming, and then all of a sudden it's here and it'll happen, and they do it Pacific time. Mm-hmm. So you'll just be out on a Saturday, and then all of a sudden, like,
hey, Netflix Tudum's
Netflix Tudum is just posting like the Stranger Things teaser, which, by the way, Stranger Things not coming out till Christmas, and your timeline will just start lighting up. I was watching the Knicks game, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yep. It's very annoying because everyone else, like D23, like any sort of major, like even like DC, whatever, they'll give you some advance, like we're gonna be doing this big event, announcing things, give you a heads up of what's coming for the year. It's very, like, it just happens with Netflix, and it's very frustrating. But yeah, so we're talking about some Netflix to dumb stuff, and then also be reviewing The Phoenician Scheme, newest movie from our good sweet boy, Wes Anderson, who we never quite got a handle on what he smells like through all the interviews that we've done.
I think you guys were spot on through all the interviews. It has to be some sort of artisanal soap.
Like herb.
Yeah.
An herbal something.
It's the soap you get at Trader Joe's. He might smell like a Trader Joe's.
He might carry Dr. Bronner's on him. I think like a pocket vial or something.
He feels like the kind of guy that puts baby powder between his butt cheeks before he goes out every day.
He might have a baby powder PA. Like, what was your first job in Hollywood?
Was Wes Anderson baby powder guy
for his ass? But yeah, we're talking about a Phoenician Scheme. But first up, just a few things. Rest in peace to Jonathan Joss. What a crazy fucking story that was.
Horrifying.
That was insane. He was obviously a fantastic actor in Parks and Rec. He was hysterical. He was a Chief Otote or something. He was such like there's so many great side characters in Parks and Rec, and he was one of the best. And also, I didn't know that he was the voice of John Redcorn in King of the Hill, which is one of the funniest characters.
Yeah, crazy timing. King of the Hill coming back, I think, this week. Yeah, nuts. I'm not too familiar with his career, but the story behind it is just insane, and he had a prolific career.
Yeah, like his husband said it was like a homophobic attack on their house. They burned their house down and then shot him. Like, it's just crazy. Like, insane story. But yeah, rest in peace to him. Great actor. I just want to get that, give him a little shout out. And next, we can talk about some Netflix to dumb stuff again. We had our first look at a few things, including Wednesday. I never caught up on Wednesday. I like Jenna Ortega as an actress. I think she's strong. We've talked about her maybe interesting to bad career choices that she's had since coming onto the spot. What I feel like she's on right now, maybe her agent is part of this too. She's kind of just trying everything to kind of see what sticks, and I get that to a degree, but I do think that she has maybe kind of what's a girl from who just won the Oscar for Best Actress? Michaela, not Michaela.
No, Mikey Madison.
Mikey Madison. Like, she's being more selective, if you know what I mean. Like, she's like, I'm gonna let people come to me instead of just kind of trying everything. Like, I'm gonna wait and pick and choose. I feel like Jenna could be doing that.
Yeah. Well, wait and see. Like feels like she's kind of taking everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying Ortega should be.
Yes. Okay.
Kind of like being more selective in what's coming.
Yeah. I don't hate, like, on paper, her choices make sense in a way because she is working with, established filmmakers who we know, and then also like taking chances. I think like even the Weekend thing, like even if that doesn't work out, it's an interesting choice. None of these have hit, not a single one of them. Like, I don't know if she's even reading the scripts before she like signs up for these things. I think she just sees who's making the movie, who's distributing it, and she gets roped in that way. This Wednesday thing, I like the first season of Wednesday. I don't even know if I finished it all the way. I think I watched the first 6 episodes, something like that, and was like, this is well made, but not for me.
Yeah.
Season 2, I have to imagine this is the end of it. I don't know if you've seen any interviews with her lately. She is, I think,
clearly
very aware that she's been playing someone 10 years younger than her. Actually, if you don't know, Jenna Ortega's like 28, maybe even older than that. And has been playing a high school girl for 10 years and like ubiquitously, like across all of her roles.
She's 22.
22? I thought she was older than that.
There are a couple actresses like that, but I was like, wait, I thought she was actually kind of young. But yeah, 22.
Oh.
But
never mind. Well, she has in interviews lately, she has been saying she wants to shed
which makes
the role that she has been kind of pigeonholed into just because of her very young features. So I have to imagine this is going to be the last season of it. I'd like to see her and Tim Burton hook up on something like original.
Yeah.
Obviously, they did Beetlejuice sequel, and Wednesday is a reboot off something. Something original would be, I would like to see that.
I agree.
Because it does feel like Tim Burton's best work the past 20 years has been with her.
Yeah. She's like his new Helena Bonham Carter, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not. That'd be a weird age gap relationship. Yeah. I think Monica Bellucci took that spot. Yeah. Maybe Johnny Depp.
Yes.
Less problematic Johnny Depp.
We got a new look at Stranger Things, the newest. It was the 5th and last season of Stranger Things. It looks whatever. Like, the last season of Stranger Things was good. Like, it was. I didn't particularly enjoy the 3rd season at all, or really even the 2nd season, to be honest. But the 4th season was good, very cool, looked great. This season, the trailer's fine. The release schedule is insane. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Just make 3 movies. Make 2 movies. Split it up into 2 movies.
There's no point in doing this. Splitting it up into 3 separate releases, where it's going to be like 3 episodes, and then the finals, and they're calling it Volume 1, Volume 2. Shut the fuck up. Like, you're trying to like whatever the engagement farming, basically. You know what I mean? Like, you want to view farm, you want to get people into this. Like, just make it into, like you were saying, into 3 separate movies, or just release it all at once. Do what you're fucking.
You know what would have been really cool?
So insane to me.
If they had just made a movie. Make a movie. It would have done buku numbers at the theaters in Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it already looks like they're spending about like $500 million on this season alone.
Oh, which, by the way, did you see they spent $650 on Andor?
Worth it. Every single penny.
It's crazy. But yeah, it's just the trailer is fine. It's just when I look at that release schedule, it just pisses me off. Every time I see it pop on the timeline, I get more and more mad at it. You know what I mean? It's insane to me. I don't get it. And
they're doing that release schedule with like a lot of random stuff now too. Like, they're doing it with the Sandman. Like, do we need to make an event release for the Sandman?
You gotta give what's his name, Neil Gaiman, his due, I guess. You gotta make sure.
I don't think so right now.
But yeah, that was pissed me off. The Happy Gilmore 2 trailer dropped. This I'm worried about, because I watched this trailer.
You don't like Chubbs Jr. or every other main character from the movie? The first one getting a junior.
That's fine. That's funny. The problem is, to me, when I watch this trailer and I see, hey, look, cameo. That to me is so, like, you aren't worthy of real entertainment, sort of, to me, and I hate that. And like, it was very cool in Billy Madison, or in a Happy Gilmore, when like you get like Bob Barker doing something off filter.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. That's very interesting. When I have like Bryson DeChambeau punching someone out, like, that's not funny. Like, that's just you're trying to. Like, you're trying to like capture this audience that can't like think for themselves, and I hate that. And Billy Madison fans, like, they've been waiting for something, or Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore fans have been waiting. Keep Happy Madison really fucking.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, the Happy Gilmore fans, like, I'm assuming you could trust your audience a little bit more. To think for themselves and like want something original and funny out of it. So not particularly thrilled with the trailer.
Yeah, I'm with you. Anytime a movie starts going cameo overboard, it's like just a massive red flag, and even a bigger red flag when it's a sequel. That reminds me of like Anchorman 2, which is actually a movie I defend, but I think the end of that movie is like indefensible. Yeah. The cameo, like the 20-minute cameo fight.
Yeah.
It just kind of takes you out. Like you said, a cameo can work in a small punch in a comedy setting, but like going overboard, it just completely loses all effect.
And that's like all you got.
Yeah.
It's tough. And but yeah, I want it to be good.
I like seeing his family in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, he's got his daughters in there, his wife in there. Of course. Love that. Didn't see much of the other like Sandler gang though. Now that I think about it,
I did Boban as the big guy. It's funny. Yeah. We got our first trailer for Frankenstein from Del Toro, starring Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, and Christoph Waltz. This looks great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic, beautiful. Just like I feel like I've at least from Guillermo del Toro, I feel like I've been missing some good like live action Del Toro stuff for a little while, and it looks like visually great. I think Oscar Isaac is obviously a fantastic actor, and Elordi as well, and Mia Goth is like to me right now, like,
she's the pick for these kind of movies.
If you are making a horror movie where you need a scream queen, it's Mia Goth, and that she's like the number one overall pick for this sort of movie. And Christoph Waltz, haven't seen him in anything good in a long time. Like that, he'd had that CEO series on Prime. I forget the name of it.
Oh yeah, The Consultant.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think The Consultant, which wasn't bad, but like I just feel like I haven't seen him on the big screen in a good role in a long time. So pretty excited for him.
When did Alita come out?
Hey, you know, he wasn't bad in Alita.
He wasn't. He was not. It was. Everyone was pretty good in that movie except for that one teenage boy. It was terrible.
That kid's face pisses me off, and I hate to say that about someone, but like every time I see his face, it just angers me. Like. I can't explain why. Ooh. Everyone else was so good.
But back to Frankenstein, which this is like one of 5 Frankenstein movies I think we're getting the next 2 to 3 years. This looks great off the bat. I really loved that they also, when it was like Guillermo del Toro, you know, they usually give a couple previous works from a director when they do that, and they did from the director of Pan's Labyrinth and Shape of Water. Like 2 good picks that like gives me a vibe or gives me a idea of what to expect here.
Yeah.
I think there's one shot in the trailer that looked gorgeous where Oscar Isaac's like out on the ice, I think, and like the like orange sunsets like peering over it. Yeah, no.
I feel like we've missing that too from the Frankenstein or this sort of like Universal monster genre.
And Del Toro's been like one directors, like brand name directors who's taken a Netflix deal and been able to make, I think, just as good of stuff as what he made prior, like in his theatrical releases. I think there's been a lot of great stuff he's made. The Pinocchio movie was fantastic.
Yeah. We had our first teaser for Wake Up Dead Man, the Knives Out story. The 3rd installment in this, I guess now franchise from Rian Johnson. The brand new cast: Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Thomas Hayden Church. Just it's a murderer's row. That's all. They're all great actors. The teaser, I mean, you don't get much out of it, really. It's just kind of like a quick little location. Here's a quick talking from Benoit, who looks long hair on Craig.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting look.
I'll be honest, I didn't love it. I didn't love it, but it'll grow on me, I'm sure.
Yeah, but yeah, the teaser was cool. I think both of these movies were really good. I like the first one more than the second one, but they're both very good. And I do think that anything Rian Johnson wants to do whodunit wise, I'm always going to be currently going to be signed up for it. So very. I think out of all the Netflix things, like Frankenstein and this now Wake Up Dead Man are the top 2 things I'm going to be looking for a long time. Stranger Things and Wednesday somewhere down here. And Happy Gilmore too.
Will this get a theatrical release? I actually didn't even notice in the trailer whether or not they said.
See, I'm sure it'll.
That'd be great if it did, because I do think it was for the last one. It was a markedly different experience watching the second one in theaters. Like I think it came out in like November in theaters for like 2 weeks, and then at Christmas it finally hit Netflix. I watched it both times, and I think it hit a lot. I mean, it just hit a lot better on the big screen with a theater full of laughing people and reacting to, the twists and turns.
So this is December 12th. They don't have anything on theatrical just yet. They did say the last one, Glass Onion, I guess, played in 696 theaters. So, I mean, in New York, we'll find one. If you're in a major city, I assume you'll find one too.
Way better title, by the way.
Glass Onion?
Than Glass Onion. I think the Glass Onion wasn't a great. I didn't really love that title.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped for this. I'm also just pumped for Josh O'Connor. Taking on another role as a priest. Kaylee Spaney's career is still lighting up. It's kind of hard to tell like who's going to be main players of this. It does feel like Josh O'Connor is going to be the big lead, the big co-lead, I guess.
Yeah. But I also love that for the rest of these guys too. Like Josh Brolin getting to play like a true side character and be something like goofy or weird or whatever. Same thing with like Mila Kunis, who's I feel like over the last 5-ish, 10-ish years has been like stuck in like the goofy mom.
She's doing paycheck movies big time.
Yeah, so her getting to do like show something off I think is cool. Renner as well. Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott's a great actor. Like all these fantastic, and Thomas Hayden Church, who I feel like he just has such a good face.
Wake Up Dead Man, or what the EMTs said to Jeremy Renner when they found him on the side of a mountain.
When he showed up to that Tudum event, like the way, and here's the thing, I don't know really much about the accident other than he got ran over by like a snowplow.
It's terrible. It really is awful. Like the details of it, like he probably should have died.
Like he saved his son, blah, 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 or saved his nephew and all this crazy stuff. But like the way that it was talked about, and the way that like how much the shit was pushed, I thought he was mangled.
Yeah, I know.
He showed up at the Tudum event, it was just regular Jeremy Renner. I'm like, what? I thought you got like destroyed. I thought there'd be a scar or something. Like he said he broke like 20,000 bones, like more bones than are in the human body. Happened to Jeremy Renner, but he just looked kind of.
He's invincible.
Yeah, he can't be touched. This dude has like either the best plastic surgeons on the planet or was just all interior. Like again, I'll look into it more. I don't hand up. I'm ignorant of the full incident.
I really like Renner. I used to like not like him. I think it was because Hollywood really pushed him as a leading man there for like 5 years, which I just don't know if he is. But as a like side player, like anytime he shows up in a supporting role, he kind of crushes. Like
crush.
And we've been rewatching the Mission Impossible movies. Great. He's like in the Ghost Protocol to Fallout Run. He's great as like the foil and like the team that comes or the guy that comes onto the team. I really like him in the Mission franchise. So yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I like Rian Johnson movies. I'm not scared to say it. All of them, pretty much.
Me too. But yeah, that is all of the Tudum stuff. Ariana Grande is going to star in Meet the Parents 4. Stiller, De Niro reprising their roles. I will say I pretty much like all of the Meet the Parents movies. They're stupid.
Yeah,
they're dumb. They're really dumb movies, but they always they have like a certain I don't know how to explain, like earnestness to them in like that weird rom-com space. Where like all of them, they had a level of effort to them. Same thing with like Meet the Fockers too.
Yeah,
they all kind of had something to them. Ariana Grande, kind of, I don't know enough about her as like an actress. I feel like to be like, oh, that's a good fit there.
Yeah,
like, she's obviously fantastic in anything like a Wicked or whatever. But like in something like this, like a purely comedic, I just don't know.
She's almost purely comedic in Wicked though.
I guess, yeah, but it's like theatrical funny. You know, theatrical comedy is so different than like weird funny, like or sarcastic funny, which is kind of what you would call, I guess, categorize Meet the Parents as. It's just a very different sort of humor.
So she'll be playing, I would have to assume, the future daughter-in-law of Ben Stiller,
yes, she's
right?
The daughter-in-law of Ben Stiller in this, and but however, she's funny in SNL.
She is funny.
So
I think that is like if you had to say what is Ariana Grande's strength as an actress so far in her career, I think it would be her comedic timing. Like she clearly has a grasp on that.
Yeah.
Very funny that she picked this. Apparently they came to her with like 20 options.
Yeah.
And this is the one that she wanted.
She really wanted to meet. Okay.
So like,
I respect. She probably grew up watching movies like those, and it's just like I would love to be in that.
Ben Stiller is a hot name in the street. Pulled Bobby De Niro out of early. Didn't he retire? Didn't he say he was done?
I don't know what's up with him anymore.
I love Bobby D. He's doing a screening this week, and I would love to do. Love to show up to. That's at Tribeca Film Festival. They're doing Casino with cool. Scorsese De Niro Q&A afterwards. That would have been unreal to get tickets to. But yeah, no, this is Meet the Parents. This is like the last thing. I read the headline like 5 times, and like I was like, "There's no way this is real."
It does feel like a fake one, which my father-in-law got fooled by such a fucking dumb fake trailer recently. It was like we were looking, like scrolling through stuff on Netflix, and he goes like, "Yeah, did you hear there's gonna be a new Jackie Chan movie with Denzel Washington, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Donnie Yen?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's Ip Man 5," and I was like, "Ip Man 5? I feel I'm plugged in enough to these sort of movies that I would know what that is." And it was a fake trailer that was on YouTube. It was one of those ones that they've been like working on getting rid of.
Oh no, they're not getting rid of them anymore. Oh, did I hear about this? They reverse course. The studios were like,
actually,
they can stay up, but the monetization goes to the studios.
So you can keep spreading misinformation as long as they're getting paid.
Yep.
I guess that makes sense. Anyway, that's Meet the Parents 4. We could talk about some other stuff we've been watching. Mountainhead dropped on.
Yeah. How was that? I haven't gotten to watch it yet.
It dropped on. It's Jesse Armstrong's movie. Jesse Armstrong, obviously co-creator or maybe sole creator, showrunner of Succession. This movie is basically El Camino to his El Camino, more or less, for Succession.
That's good.
It's very, very, very similar. It's just kind of like, here's rich people speaking in a language you don't understand, like all executive and techno babble. It reaches a point where I'm like, okay, how many times am I going to listen to this guy being like, you got to do the 4Q Sigma play on the Octo Technobox? Like, I get it. They're morons that have this different jargon. Like, I get that. The first like 2/3 of it are very interesting in a way, and then the last third gets I feel like it gets away from a little bit. Character, I feel like the acting from, I would say, Rami Youssef was really good.
Okay.
He was the big star. I would say very funny. Schwartzman is very funny. Carell was a little out of place, and the other guy who's the actor, I don't remember. He's kind of playing like an Elon Musk parody character, which is not particularly strong. But it's fun. It looks good. The music's great. It's everything. If you like Succession a lot, it is kind of like a nice little, like, it's like a shell of Succession, but it's good in that sense. Like 2/3 of it, you're going to get that sort of Succession-y feeling to it, which is nice.
You also watched, we haven't been back for it since. You want to give your thoughts on Last of Us?
I was about to say The Last of Us is on here as well, Last of Us ending. The series, this season on a whole, I feel like really got away from Craig Mazin. Like, the thing is, the people, obviously there's a very big adverse reaction to the game, which is a very good game, by the way. I actually, when I played The Last of Us 2, I expected, like, oh, this is going to be bad. People are saying how shitty this is going to be. It's a good game. It's a very good game. Like, maybe storytelling like a shade below the first one, but it's very good. So I expected them to make a couple of, like, changes and stuff, but I feel like Mazin really let it get away from me. He made a lot of these really strange changes to the characters of, like, Ellie, Jesse, Dina, like all these weird little procedural things that change who they are as characters. I feel like the relationship stuff he did not do well at all. I don't think he was equipped for that. And there's a lot of weird little things. On a whole, still, like, not a bad series of television. It's just like I don't think he did a good job adapting the game.
Yeah.
Versus the first season, which he did a great job. And he also hit all of the original stuff that he added to it was not particularly great, which is also surprising because in the first season, all the original stuff he added was fantastic. Like the Bill and I forget Frank's storyline.
Yeah, I mean,
like that shit was not in the game, and that was all original from Craig Mazin, and it was incredible. It was really good stuff, like compelling, moving, original things, and all the stuff he tried like that in the second season was bad. So I wasn't particularly thrilled with it. I think the ending was fine. And I think I'm now actually relatively excited for this next season, which is kind of like a part 2 for the game, because in the game you're kind of split between the two characters of Abby and Ellie, and this next season is going to be all Abby, which is obviously Caitlin Dever, who's an incredible actress.
It really feels like when I hear that they wanted to get to Caitlin Dever.
Yeah, and so you get a full season just following Caitlin Dever,
which I stopped after episode 2, but that was, and I might come through and catch back up, but I just have not been compelled to at all, especially given the conversations around and just hearing from you, just have not had the motivation to go to it when there's other things to watch. But she was fantastic in her episode. Like, she was clearly a cut above, I think. No offense to Bella Ramsey, but, like, I think if they had a redo, they would get Caitlin Dever in that role. So here,
Haley Spaney in that role. If that
that's just one of those things where it was like just the timing just did not work out. I mean, Haley Spaney, people were like, why didn't they cast? She just was not on anybody's radar. But yeah, no, Caitlin Dever getting her own season, that really excites me because I really like her as an actress, and she just hasn't done a lot. Really, I mean, she did that weird Australian thing recently.
Oh, where she plays like the guru or whatever. Yeah, I watched part of that. She was good in it. It's just I prefer seeing her in something like this. She
was great in Last Man Standing with.
She weirdly shows up every now and then. I'm like, what the fuck is Caitlin Dever? Like, I think I was watching. Maybe it was Grey's Anatomy or something. I'm like, what the fuck is Caitlin Dever?
Yeah.
Like, she'll just show up in random things as a younger actress, but she's very good, and I'm very excited for a full season of her. And by the way, this is the one people I feel like misconstrue some of the criticism on the show, like, oh, but like Bella Ramsey and all these people are doing nothing wrong. Like, the actors are all good. This is all purely writing and storytelling. That's the only issue I have with this show. Bella Ramsey, I think, is doing a great job.
Yeah, I don't think she's bad. I think there just are better fits into season 2, where the age thing became kind of an issue.
Yeah,
like, it just a bit. It took me out. Like, I'll just be completely honest. Yeah, it did take me out.
Yeah, and Isabella Merced, I think, is totally good as Dina. What was his name? Young Manzino as Jesse.
yeah.
Who was fantastic in Beef.
He's so good.
More people should have watched Beef. But yeah, I mean, the acting is all good across the board. Joe Pantoliano showed up for an episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, when does Joey Pants not just knock everybody's socks off? Come on now.
There's a couple others, like dude from Better Call Saul showed up for 2 seconds. It was good. Like,
Which dude?
I never finished Better Call Saul. What's the name of the bad guy, the main antagonist?
Oh, Laszlo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
That dude showed up.
Looney Tunes ass villain.
He was Joel's dad in like a flashback.
Oh, okay.
In the Joel episode, flashback, very good. But yeah, so that's Last of Us. Murderbot, you haven't started yet, I don't think. Murderbot's been good. Solid sci-fi mystery. Alexander Skarsgård's like a perfect fit as an android. That's been solid. I started Your Friends and Neighbors. That's also been very solid, I would say.
Yeah, Jeff really liked it.
Yeah, really, I'm enjoying that quite a bit.
Pat swears by it too.
Yeah, pretty good show. And Lazarus, which has been I didn't watch.
I'm holding and waiting for the binge.
Yeah,
which I like to do with animes. I like to let a few episodes stock up.
Dude, it's so like cathartic, strong word. Like it's so nice watching it. It's just like this, the music and watching that style of animation is just like there's such a good feeling to that I just love. But anyway, that's a couple other things we've been watching. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like there's
I finally got a new TV for the first time in a decade this past week, so I've just been watching nonstop Blu-rays, crushing it. The Dark Knight home release, by the way, just the greatest thing ever. I always forget that Christopher Nolan like oversees his home releases so like meticulously, and that one, you get the IMAX format and a lot of the IMAX sequences, which is just a fucking crime, by the way, that every single like movie released in IMAX does not get that same treatment.
Yep. They did say they're going to do that with Sinners, by the way.
Ooh, yay. Which makes sense. Coogler's a big Nolan guy.
Yeah.
Good friends.
Sure. He thanked Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, no. Right. I mean, Nolan was on set for like 2 weeks for Sinners, just teaching Coogler how to use that camera.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Just two of the top flight directors right now, just chilling, hanging out, and learning a camera stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's some of the other stuff we've been watching. Phoenician Scheme. Wealthy businessman Zaza Korda appoints his only daughter, a nun, as the sole heir to his estate. As Korda embarks on a new enterprise, they become the target of scheming tycoons, foreign terrorists, and determined assassins. It's all Wes Anderson's normal cronies, plus Mia Therapleton and Michael Cera as biggest two new ads. So I feel like my issue with this movie started when I watched the trailer for it. I was immediately like, I've seen this movie 800 times. I've seen Wes Anderson make this movie now from the live action format 6 times in a row. And I do think that is essentially how I felt watching this. I was like, I've seen him do the same thing, style over substance, quirked up whites doing goofy accents and weird deliveries, visually pleasing cinematography, good music. It's basically all the same. The story's not compelling. It's not particularly funny. And it's just very similar to everything he's made in the last 10 years. And I think I'm at a point with Wes Anderson where I've just come to accept that he's now only has one pitch. And he's not going to try a different one. He's going to just keep doing what he knows. And he's kind of turning into less of a director of stories and more of a cinematographer. And I think that's like he's making art pieces and not making entertainment, if that makes sense. Like he's just not interested in...
He definitely thinks he's an artist. Like he considers, which a lot of directors do, but I think he for sure more than many.
Which is fine because it's visually speaking, you watch those movies, they're better than like 99.9% of the things you're going to watch, like from again, pure visual aesthetic, whatever standpoint. It's just, my personal want when I go to a movie, I want to feel compelled by what I'm seeing on screen. And like all I can say is like I feel like I'm in an art installation. And like I would go to a museum if I wanted to go look at art. I would go whatever, do something like that. It's just I'm not compelled by the story. Actors are all good. I'm just not compelled by what the characters are playing. The story's just nothing to me. And like I'm sick of seeing the same movie 1,000 times from him. I need him to do something different. Like I would watch, especially in live action, because like I would watch another Isle of Dogs, which I also wasn't particularly fond of. Like I would watch that again versus watching Phoenician Scheme. So Phoenician Scheme, I'm not totally thrilled with it. It's tough for me to be like, this is a bad movie. It's bad because no, it's part of like my own personal experience having watched every Wes Anderson movie versus like I'm trying to think if you're like a random person who's going to the theater on a Sunday and you went and watched it, you probably love it.
Yeah.
You have no experience with it. If you have no prior experience with maybe other than a few other Wes Anderson movies, but us having that, I'm like I would rather him make a new Bottle Rocket or a new Rushmore or a new something like just fucking different. And I need him to move away from, I want him to move away from this. But if that's what he wants to do, there's nothing we can do. So again, it's good. I'd probably land at around like a 78 because I objectively like 70, like maybe like an 80 something, like low 80s. Let's say 80, let's say 80, because I cannot objectively say it's bad.
Yeah,
I don't think it is. It's in every other technical factor. It's very solid, but it's just I have fatigue. I have Wes Anderson fatigue.
Yeah, it's like it's It's like going to a good Italian restaurant like 10 times in a row. It's like you might get worn out on the chicken parm 7 times in.
Yes.
It's a good chicken parm, but
I just can't eat it again.
no, I understand completely. Like anybody's complaints, and that's been, I think, the general consensus is that it is more of the same from Wes Anderson. Now, I've gotten to a point, and it happened with Asteroid City. I've accepted Wes Anderson's fate. He's going to continue to just, this is his style, and he's going to continue to dive deeper into it and not pull back from it. If anything, double down on it and make it even more quirked up, even more symmetrical, even more pastel, which I kind of like, to be honest. Like, I find this interesting that he has no intentions of going back to Bottle Rocket, going back to Rushmore. I found this to be visually very striking. I'm just self-admitted. I have to accept that I'm a Wes Anderson fan. I was there with all the other white people, for lack of better terms. Not a single person with any melanin in their skin in that crowd Friday night. People taking notes, shit like that. I was right there with them. I laughed at the stupid Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston sequence, which we'll talk about in a second.
Basketball, yeah.
And I found the performances really good. I thought that was a fantastic Benicio del Toro performance. It reminded me like of a Tom Hanks performance, interesting enough, which is funny to have him in the same movie. The like Citizen Kane kind of role that they put him in. Mia Throppleton, is this her first big role? Her first role, period? If you don't know, she's also Kate Winslet's daughter and looks very much like her. Has that round face and big blue eyes. So I enjoyed this. Like visually, I just am in on Wes Anderson. I found this to be very nice to look at, especially the Heaven's Gate sequences, the black and white sequences. I loved. He does some things editing here, which I don't think he's ever done before. There's some cool cross cuts. I was in on it. I do think narratively it doesn't fully fit together. It kind of has the same issues that French Dispatch ran into, where I think it's pulling at a lot of different strings, and then all those strings get tangled up, and you don't really know which one to care about. But by the end, I think it just worked for me. Will I go back and put this at the top 5 of my Wes Anderson movies? Not a fucking chance. They're just better versions of this that already exist. But I liked it. I really did. Also, Michael Cera. You want to talk about him? I didn't think it would work. I just it's like one of those things where everyone talked about how it was crazy Michael Cera had never been in a Wes Anderson movie, and that discourse had kind of reached a fever pitch to a point where I was like, this may just... It's so good on paper that there's almost no way it works. Like, they're going to be a victim of like the idea of Michael Cera in a Wes Anderson movie and kind of fumble it. I like the way they set him up as the character you would expect, which is like a Swedish bug
guy.
Swedish bug guy, and then they flip it like halfway through, and that reveal I think was very funny.
The reveal was good.
So yeah, I liked it, but like Kenjac said, if you want something new from Wes Anderson, this is not the movie you're not gonna like it. Like, you just will not.
Yeah, if you want something new, or again, it's a movie made for, I think, strictly Wes Anderson.
And that might just be Wes Anderson's career. I think he will just continue to make these. I don't think he's gonna turn back at any point.
Yeah.
My review, I said it's like, you know how Picasso, like the later, and like if you go look at his like later paintings, like he just gets more and more fucking abstract, and like,
yeah, I know exactly.
It's like, yeah, like, well, you know, like you see them and they're fucked up by the end of his life. Like, they're like almost impossible to look at. They're so abstract. I think Wes Anderson will just get to that point with symmetry, with pastels. It'll just be a blank screen with 4 squares, and like it's just like Robin's Egg Blue, Forest Green.
I'm trying to think of like what would be not fixed, because they're not bad movies, but like I think he just needs like a writing partner or something, just someone to write. If he wants to make a movie in that style, great. Like, I think he needs someone to write him like a compelling story, and one where he doesn't have 15,000 cameos of actors you know and love that he can pitch on a poster that have one line. Yeah. Hey, Willem Dafoe's in this movie, kind of.
He's also, I think, really gotten into set design, and I think that's where like it's affecting him. I think his like love for these sets is really affecting the story too, because you can't get to these big sets that he wants to do and change locations and do all these different things he wants to do without changing the scenery every 15 minutes. And for that to happen, you have to have a bunch of characters and a bunch of different stuff going on, and I think it really affects like how streamlined the story becomes and how accessible it is to just a normal person.
Yeah. And I do find it to be, in a way, and we were just talking about this with cameos and Happy Gilmore, granted it's different type of cameos, but like I don't enjoy that sort of, in a way, bait and switch of being like, check out this movie.
The Scarlett, the advertisement of Scarlett Johansson as one of the main actors in this movie is fucking insane. She's in it for 90 seconds.
Three lines.
90 seconds. Riz Ahmed, would have loved to have seen Riz Ahmed like actually take on a real Wes Anderson role. Yeah. He's in it for a minute.
Yeah. I actually think part of the thing with Sarah too is like I do find one of the cool things Wes Anderson can do is he makes normal people weirder. Like like Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, yeah.
Like Benicio del Toro. Like he's like a different, not that type of weird, like quirked up weird. He was always just kind of like, I don't know, off, like crazy weird, which is different. Like that's what, and Sarah is the exact type of weird that already is in his movies. And I do think that's kind of, I prefer it when he goes out and finds someone and turns him into his vision versus the other way around. So
he should have had Benicio del Toro do his accent from The Usual Suspects.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, man?
What'd you think of Cumberbatch?
Really loved the way they made him look, and I love the fight scene, the fight sequence they had, where it's like perfectly Wes Anderson, and also like it's just kind of a well like shot action sequence somehow, while staying true to like what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But the reveal of him as a father didn't really fully work for me, and like his brother being the guy who his wife was cheating on him with.
Yeah.
Didn't really understand the point of that.
Convoluted.
And yeah, but I like the lead up to it where it's like he's divine, like the way they described his character. Anytime you call someone like he didn't say divine. He said,
what was his name?
He's not man. He's not human. He's biblical.
Yeah,
that's a great line.
What was his name again? He had because his name is Zaza. He's crazy already, but
Zaza Pachuliak.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Zaza Pachuliak, Bucks legend. What was his character's name? Cumberbatch. Uncle Newbar. That was it. Newbar Corda. What an insane name. But yeah, so that's Phoenician Scheme. I think again, if you're a Wes Anderson fan, it's for you.
Yeah. No, I think that's as simple as it gets. Like I think you are in or out on this portion, like post Budapest. Yeah. I think is where these movies have become a lot more technical and a little colder, I would say, than they were prior. And maybe that's a function of Budapest being his biggest movie, I think, by far.
Yeah.
Is he chasing that high again? I don't know. But I think there has been a clear turn in the past decade from him where he's very much doubled down.
So, it's, again, Phoenician Scheme. If you like Wes Anderson, you probably like it. If you don't, you definitely shouldn't. Not for you. Mm-hmm. But I do think even if you're like me, who I like a lot of Wes Anderson movies, you might might be in some WA fatigue.
Yeah,
to say the least.
You should try out some Paul W.S. Anderson.
Paul Wes Anderson. Watch
for a different vibe.
On Underworld with
in the Lost Lands.
Lost Lands. That's right. One of the worst movies of the year. Next week we got John Wick, Ballerina.
Ooh.
Whatever.
Been on a bit of a good streak lately, and I think that one's going to be the one to break it.
I found a couple reviews that I've seen of it so far, just early reaction.
You're only allowed to post the good ones.
That's the thing. You can only post the good ones. But the fact that anyone would say anything positive is good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd say rather that versus nothing at all. Like, at least for people I trust, they'd rather say nothing than say something good. Predator Killer of Killers is coming soon.
Oh, yeah. That's this month, isn't it?
That is the 6th.
Okay. There's a Pacino movie coming out this weekend.
Life of Chuck, too, which is apparently really good.
That one at TIFF. Yeah. Or People's Choice at TIFF, which is always like a good indicator of like it being a good crowd pleaser.
The Ritual is what you were talking about, the horror movie with him and Dan Stevens. boy. Straw, I Don't Understand You, which is the Nick Kroll and Andrew Rannells movie. And Dangerous Animals, which I've seen some like interesting talk about before, from a couple random sources, but not anything where I'm like, oh, I heard this is great. So yeah, I would say for next week, probably Ballerina Life of Chuck.
Life of Chuck's out this weekend?
The 6th.
Oh, here it'll be out the 6th, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't go wide until the 13th.
So let's say Ballerina, that is...
Wait. It does... Nope, I'm wrong. Doesn't go wide till the 13th.
Okay.
And that'll be wide with Materialist.
So let's say Ballerina, that one clip of Materials was getting flamed.
I didn't see it.
Oh, it was getting... It was just like the clip of Pedro Pascal talking to Dakota Johnson, and like Chris Evans shows up, which he also had a funny...
All three of those actors should be in a Wes Anderson movie.
I'm surprised they haven't. Honestly, Pedro Pascal is definitely going to be in one within the next 5 years. But did you see Chris Evans being like, I should put you guys in some of my movies over the last 5 years and kill all your careers?
Who?
He was talking. It was like a asking actors questions things, and it was Pedro, Dakota, and Chris Evans. Chris Evans joked like, "Put you."
So he knows. He knows he's on a cold streak. That's good to know at least.
But yeah, there was just a clip from the movie, and it was just getting flamed because it was just not shot particularly.
I think none of the marketing has done anything for me, to be honest. Like the first trailer is fine. I do think it's going to end up being a very good movie.
I mean, Celine Song.
Yeah, that's where I'm just like, I just kind of...
If she just made such a similar movie and it was good from a romantic standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
In past lives. So how could you fuck it up that much in between with theoretically better actors, I guess? Theoretically. Highly theoretically. Yeah. Although I'm not particularly high on, I would say, any three of them right now.
Yeah. Honestly, like I think I like John Magaro more than all three.
Yeah.
I love John. I love John Magaro.
Every time I hear his voice, it's just like, this guy's...
Oh, he's so New York.
Yeah. Fuck it. Dude, you know he was really good in randomly Umbrella Academy? He was really good.
I never watched that.
And also even in, what was the Munich movie that was September 7th or...
Oh, September 5th.
September 5th. Yeah, he was like very good. The movie was whatever. He was very good in that.
Great in Maisel. Marvelous Miss Maisel.
So... Yeah, but Materialist, I'm not particularly thrilled on. Oh, the How to Train Your Dragon live action money grab.
Fuck that. Fuck that movie.
Every time I see a clip of that, I'm like, why? Just why, I guess.
That movie can go fuck itself.
But let's say John Wick Ballerina will be next week, so make sure to check that out, and we will see you guys then.